I think maybe just a quick one on one part that we normally fail to. We are quite modest on. I think especially maybe people from East Africa is when we are declarative and when we have to put in certain things about ourselves and all that. So it's normally a very tricky balance. I don't know if the rest of the guys always feel the same. You don't want to sound like you've overachieved or something like that. I don't know if that happens to the rest of us.
So can you overachieve? What do you mean overachieve?
Well, by what I mean
because
is by
the truth is that people want to bet on the surest bet. If there are two people they should invest money in, why should it be you instead of the other person? There must be a clear distinction, clear differentiating factor. Even if you are solving the same problem, you have the same solution, what will differentiate you? Certain things must make you stand out, and you must not be ashamed of those things. You must be willing to put your foot down that this is what we have achieved. So if you overachieve, that means it's a surer bet for the person betting on you. So it's like saying you're overqualified for the job. If you're overqualified, that means you will do the job perfectly well. And I'm asking for, so in situations whereby you see somebody apply for a job, the job say pays maybe $100,000, but the person is worth 500, but he applied for the 100,000 job. You should be glad he's applying because they're getting a 500,000 person for $100,000. So if your achievements are more than that level, they should jump at the opportunity to invest in you because it means you are more likely to achieve that thing you're trying to do. And so you should be unashamed about your accomplishments. Although I understand the cultural thing, there's a cultural bias to it, you need to be a bit more. But the truth is that at that point, you should be able to tell them what you've done. It's not like you did not do it. It's things you actually did. You're not embellishing it. You're telling them what actually happens. So it's more like a fact than bragging.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So one more comment before I move forward. Am I going too fast?
Dr. Ebi, I have a question for you on that. It's a follow-up. Okay. How would you suggest that folks, some people are just more comfortable with that kind of, whether it's cultural, it's just personality. How would you encourage them to practice that, right? I mean, we all know there are people who are very willing to lead with all of their successes and others who aren't. And so how could people become more comfortable doing that?
Okay. So let me use the example of selling a product. You go out there to sell a product to somebody, and then you're uncomfortable talking about the best part of the product. I want you to buy this product from me. I know you can do this, this, and this, but I don't want to tell you you can do those three things. I want to tell you can do the three less impressive things because I am uncomfortable telling you about the things you can actually do. So that's akin to what we're talking about. You are selling yourself. You have key features that are great and nice. Though you want them to buy the product, you don't want to tell them about the reasons why they should buy the product above other products. So to get comfortable with it is just to create a deck. The truth is that the more you say something, the more comfortable you get at it. What you need to first of all overcome is the mindset that it's bragging or that is not culturally acceptable to tell people the best part of the product. So I will ask the same question. If really you are selling something, now not yourself, but you have a product you are selling, and you have the opportunity to tell people about the best side of it, won't you take that opportunity? The question is, that's exactly what we are doing right now. We are telling people to invest in us. We constantly hear people saying that we don't invest in businesses, we invest in founders. We invest more in the founders of the business. And then we tell people all the great things about the business that they say they don't invest in. They invest in founders. But when it gets to the founders that they invest in, you try your best not to tell them the key reasons why you are the best founder to invest in. It's sort of an oxymoron. So the key is to get comfortable with it. So write your script out. write that statement clearly in the script. When it gets to management team, write those achievements. And then initially, when you begin to say it, it may have a difficulty in coming out of your mouth. But the more you say it and the more you rehearse it and the more you practice it, at a point in time, it gets natural to you. So if you're uncomfortable doing it alone, do it to audiences, people you're comfortable with. What I also suggest, for me, for instance, in my early days, what helped me a lot was joining Toastmasters. It did quite a bit for me as regards to presentation. So you need to be able to present constantly in the front of people that are more encouraging and can allow you say the things you need to say and give you feedback. So for instance, I don't mean pitch to people that have, I don't want to use the word skin in the game, but don't understand the ecosystem. I don't understand the business. Because if you pitch to somebody that is similar to the way you are thinking, all they're thinking is that, why are you bragging? But the investor is not thinking that. When an investor hears that, he's excited. When a normal person hears that, it seems more intimidating and, affects them the wrong way. Address the kind of people that will be listening to you on that day. I guarantee you, you will not tell an investor about your achievements and he's offended by the fact you told him that you're so good. He cannot be offended. Don't worry about it. Even if it's of the same culture as you, he can never be offended because you told him you're so good. He's happy. He now knows. So he knows where to put his money.
Thank you. I think that's helpful. I've seen that across the board working with entrepreneurs, right? So.
All right. So we move to the design of the deck. So I'll give the example. So early on in my days, while I was presenting for Ventures platform in particular, it was quite interesting. So we started GeroCare from Ventures platform. They were the first accelerator to invest in us, the first check to come into us, and so on and so forth. But before then, I was actually a businessman. I was a consultant and doing various things in business. And I thought I was good at creating decks and slides. So I created my best slide, took it for presentation. They loved my idea, but they could not stop laughing at my deck. And I was extremely offended because I thought I was good. And that's when I understood the reason for taking your deck to professionals to create. It's not take you much to give somebody on Fiverr. It takes about $30 or so, and they will give you a professional looking deck. So no matter how brilliant you think you are, unless you are a graphic designer or you are a professional in creating decks, please do not create your deck yourself. Extremely important, because it tells a lot about you. It's your packaging. It speaks about you